So welcome to the Hidden Wealth Podcast, where we uncover unconventional strategies to grow your wealth. I'm Jane, and today we're talking about investing in sports teams and athletes. And joining me is Rob Connolly, founder and CEO of Finlete. Rob, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jane. Excited to be here. I have to say, it's a great time to be talking about sports investing.
So let's dive right in. I mean, who wouldn't want to own a piece of their favorite sports team? But traditionally, that's been reserved for the ultra wealthy. How is Finlete changing that?
Well, we're making it possible for everyday investors to buy fractional shares of sports teams, stadiums, or even memorabilia tied to star athletes. It's really about democratizing access to sports investments.
And that's fascinating. I'd love to learn more about how it works. Can you walk us through the process?
Absolutely. So on our platform, investors can browse available investment opportunities, whether it's a team, a stadium, or an athlete-backed venture. We provide all the necessary information, including financials and market analysis, to help them make informed decisions.
So I see. And what about athlete-backed ventures? How do those work as investment opportunities?
That's a great question. Athletes are turning their wealth into business empires, and investors can partner with them. For example, LeBron James investing in...
That's really interesting. I hadn't thought about athletes as entrepreneurs. What about direct investment in individual athletes? How does that work?
Companies like Finlete pioneered this model, allowing fans to buy a portion of an athlete's future earnings. It's speculative, but offers a unique opportunity to tie your investment to an athlete's success.
Okay, got it. But what about the risks associated with sports investing? I mean, teams can have bad seasons, athletes can get injured. How do investors mitigate those risks?
I think it's diversifying within the space and understanding your risk tolerance are key. Similar time.
That makes sense. And finally, what's the potential for community engagement and fan involvement in sports investing?
I think that's one of the exciting aspects of sports investing. Platforms like Finlete are creating a community of fans who can invest in athletes and teams.
Well, Rob, thanks for sharing your insights with us today. It's clear that investing in sports teams and athletes is a rapidly evolving space with a lot of potential. Before we go, what's the one thing you'd like our listeners to take away from this conversation?
I think it's that sports investing is no longer just for the ultra wealthy. With platforms like Finlete, everyday investors can get involved and potentially earn returns on their investment. It's an exciting time to be a sports fan and an investor.
Thanks, Rob. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in to the Hidden Wealth Podcast. Join us next time for more unconventional strategies to grow your wealth.